Hello guys, we are from Group 1 and we are going to presentate about our topic is presupposition and entailments. My name is Aziza Alfasa and my friends are Anissa Nurrohma, Azhar Ibrahim, and Muhammad Arya. And the first topic is presupposition will be explained by Anissa Nurrohma.
Okay, thank you, Azel. The first topic is presupposition is something the speaker assumed to be the case prior to making an utterance. Speaker not sentence have presupposition. Nah, presuposisi ini dapat dijelaskan yaitu sebagai yang diasumsikan oleh penutur dan juga sebagai kejadian sebelum menghasilkan suatu tuturan. Maksudnya, penutur punya anggapan sebelum tuturan itu dikeluarkan dan dapat disimpulkan bahwa yang memiliki presuposisi itu adalah penutur, bukan kalimat. Secara sederhananya, presuposisi adalah anggapan atau proyeksi mental saat memproduksi tuturan. Di sini ada contoh Mary Brother Bought 3 Horse. Dalam contoh tersebut mempunyai arti bahwa saudara Mary membeli 3 kuda. Dalam konteks kalimat ini, penutur memiliki presuposisi atau praanggapan bahwa seseorang yang bernama Mary itu ada wujudnya. Lalu presuposisi lainnya bahwa orang yang bernama Mary ini punya saudara laki-laki. Nah, lebih jauhnya lagi, presuposisi dalam kalimat Mary Brother Bought 3 Horse ini yaitu praanggapan bahwa saudara Mary ini punya banyak uang. Soalnya harga kuda kan cukup mahal dengan kisaran harga dari belasan sampai ratusan juta. Nah, saudara Mary ini kan membeli 3 kuda, berarti praanggapan bahwa dia punya banyak uang bisa jadi benar atau salah. Tapi sekali lagi, presuposisi ini hanya milik penutur. Dalam kalimat ini, hanya penutur yang menganggap saudara Mary ini kaya. Soalnya bisa jadi pendengar tuturan itu menganggap membeli 3 kuda sekaligus itu cuma hal biasa. Next. Presupposition is treated as a relationship between two propositions. Di sini dimaksudkan bahwa dapat dijelaskan bahwa presuposisi ini diberlakukan sebagai hubungan antara dua proposisi. Nah, dapat dijelaskan dari contoh kalimat 2A, Mary dog is cute. Proposisi P di situ adalah cute. Sedangkan proposisi Q di situ adalah Mary has a dog. Ketika menghasilkan kalimat yang berlawanan, seperti dalam kalimat 3A, yaitu Mary's dog isn't cute, hubungan presuposisinya tetap sama, yaitu Mary memiliki anjing. Sifat ini terdapat dari presuposisi umumnya yang dapat dijelaskan sebagai kekonstanan di bawah negasi atau konstansi under negation. Materi selanjutnya akan dijelaskan oleh Aziza Elpasa.
Okay, the next topic is types of presupposition. Types of presupposition. There are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 types. And the first type is potential presuppositions, which can only become actual presuppositions in context with speakers. The second one is existential presupposition. It's not only assumed to be present in possessive constructions. For example, like your car have the same meaning with you have a car, but more generally in any definite noun phrase. The next one is factive presupposition. Next. Factive presupposition is an assumption embedded within a statement that is treated as true, regardless of the overall truth value of the statement. And then lexical presupposition, the use of one form with its started meaning is conventionally interpreted with the presupposition that another non-asserted meaning is understood. Next. Structural presuppositions. Certain sentence structures have been analyzed as conventionally and regularly presupposing that part of the structure is already assumed to be true. Speakers can use structures to treat information as presupposed, assumed to be true, and hence to be accepted as true by the listener. And the last one is a non-factive presupposition. It's one that is assumed not to be true. The next topics will be explained by Azhar Ibrahim.
Ria.
So the next topic is the projection problem. The projection problem is there is a basic expectation that the presupposition of a simple sentence will continue to be true when that simple sentence becomes part of a more complex sentence. This is one version of the general idea that the meaning of the whole sentence is a combination of the meaning of its parts. However, the meaning of some presupposition as parts doesn't survive to become the meaning of some complex sentences as wholes. This is known as the projection problem. Jadi, singkatnya, projection problem adalah situasi di mana seseorang berharap bahwa orang lain akan memahami pesan yang disampaikannya secara lebih dari apa yang sebenarnya disampaikan. Jadi pesan yang disampaikan tidak sesuai dengan apa yang diterima oleh penerimanya. Next slide. There is example number 1. A, nobody realized that Kelly was ill. B, Kelly was ill. At this point, the speaker uttering A and presupposes B. And then there's the second example. Shirley, it's so sad. George regrets getting Mary pregnant. John, but he didn't get her pregnant. We know that now. Jadi, makna dari bagian-bagian kalimat sederhana akan tetap benar ketika kalimat tersebut menjadi bagian dari kalimat yang lebih kompleks, namun terkadang ada kasus di mana presupposition dari parts-nya tidak bertahan menjadi presupposition dari kalimat yang lebih kompleks. Contohnya yang diilustrasikan dengan dua situasi tadi. Dalam contoh pertama, kalimat nobody realized that Kelly was ill memiliki presupposisi bahwa Kelly sakit. Namun dalam contoh kedua, ketika John mengatakan but he didn't get her pregnant, we know that now. Next slide. If we combine two of the utterances from number 2 example, we have the sequence, George regrets getting Mary pregnant, but he didn't get her pregnant, identifying the different proposition involved. As in example number 3, we can see that the presupposition Q in 3B doesn't survive as a presupposition of the combined utterances in 3C. Example, A, George regrets getting Mary pregnant. B, George got Mary pregnant. And the presupposition is in example 3C. D, he didn't get her pregnant. E, George regrets getting Mary pregnant, but he didn't get her pregnant. Next slide. One way to think about the whole sentence presented in 3C is as an utterance by a person reporting what happened in the soap opera that day. That person will not assume the presupposition Q. It's true when uttering a simple explanation for the fact that presupposition don't project is that they are destroyed by entailments. Remember that an entailment is something that necessarily follows from what is asserted. In example number 2, John's utterance of he didn't get her pregnant actually entails George didn't get Mary pregnant. As a logical consequence, thus, when the person who watched the soap opera tells you that George regrets getting Mary pregnant, but he didn't get her pregnant. You have a presupposition Q and an entailment, not Q. The entailment, a necessary consequence of what is said, is simply more powerful than the presupposition, an early assumption. Jadi, hal ini terjadi karena adanya entailment, di mana pernyataan yang dibuat mengakibatkan pernyataan lain secara logis. Dalam kasus ini, pernyataan bahwa George tidak membuat Mary hamil secara logis menyiratkan bahwa George memang tidak membuat Mary hamil. Sehingga entailment mengalahkan presuposisi karena entailment adalah konsekuensi logis dari apa yang dikatakan. Dengan demikian, dalam beberapa kasus, makna dari bagian-bagian kalimat sederhana tidak selalu berlanjut menjadi makna dari kalimat yang lebih kompleks, karena adanya masalah proyeksi yang disebabkan oleh entailment. So, that's all from my topic explanation. Thank you.
So the next topic is ordered entailments. Kita harus tahu dulu bahwa entailments itu apa. An entailments is something that logically follow from what is asserted in the utterance. Sentence, not speakers, have entailments. Jadi fokus dari entailments ini tuh lebih ke sentence-nya gitu, bukan kayak seperti yang tadi presupposition yang lebih fokus ke speaker. Terus si entailment ini itu lebih mengandalkan logika terhadap si sentence tadi. Kemudian generally speaking, entailments is not a pragmatic concept. Nah, karena si pragmatic concept itu adalah tentang speaker meaning, but instead is considered a purely logical concept symbolized by angka Romawi 2 gitu. There is some examples of entailments for the sentence in 17 are present in 18. Rover chased 3 squirrels, equivalent for P, and then 18A, something chased 3 squirrels, equal for Q. 18B, Rover did something to 3 squirrel, equal for R. And 18C, Rover chased 3 of something, equal for S. And then 18D, something happened, equal T. Jadi kalimat pertama yang ditujukan di nomor 17 itu, Rover chased 3 squirrels, bisa diasumsikan ada 4 macam gitu. Yang pertama ada something chased 3 squirrel, Rover did something to 3 squirrels, Rover chased 3 of something, dan something happened. Nah, keempat ini tuh lebih ke logikanya gitu. Logical konsep yang hadir di kalimat pertama itu yang Rover chased 3 squirrels. Nah, in representing the relationship of entailment between 17 and 18A, SP equivalent ASP entailment Q, we have simply symbolized a logical consequence. Let us say that in uttering the sentence in 17, the speaker is necessarily committed to the truth of a very large number of background entailments, only some of which are present in 18A until D. Nah, jadi si background entailments-nya itu dihadirkan tadi di contoh yang 18A sampai D tadi. On any occasion of utterance 17, however, the speaker will indicate how these entailments are to be ordered. That is, the speaker will communicate typically by stress, which entailments is assumed to be in the foreground or more important for interpreting intended meaning than any others. For example, in uttering 19A, the speaker indicates that the foreground entailment and hence her her main assumption is that Rover chased a certain number of squirrels. Nah, ada juga foreground entanglements. Nah, di sini tuh si speaker lebih saat mengutarakan ujarannya biasanya menggunakan stress gitu. Lebih ditekankan di mana yang lebih pentingnya gitu. Contohnya di sini ada Rover chased 3 squirrels. Lalu ada Rover chased 3 squirrels. In 19B, the focus shift to Rover, and the main assumption is that something chased 3 squirrels. Nah, jadi kalau di yang A, 19A, 19A, nah si speaker ini tuh lebih mementingkan si squirrelnya. Jadi si si tupai ini tuh dikejar oleh siapa? Nah, gitu. Kalau dari yang B, ya. Nah, di contoh B ini tuh kebalikannya. Si rover ini tuh ngejar siapa sih gitu. Jadi yang lebih ditekankannya itu yang si rover. One function of stress in English in this approach clearly tied to marking the main assumption of the speaker in producing an utterance. As such, it allows the speaker to mark for the listener what the focus of the message is and what is being assumed. A very similar function is exhibited by a structure called an HT-clef contraction in English. Nah, hal ini juga sama seperti HT-clef dalam konstruksi bahasa Inggris. Mungkin cukup sekian penjelasan tadi tentang ordered entanglements. Kemudian dilanjutkan kepada Ibu Moderator.
Oke, baik. Terima kasih kepada teman-teman yang sudah menjelaskan. Di sini saya ingin menambahkan tadi dari tipe-tipe presupposition ya. Contoh-contoh dari tipe-tipe presupposition. Jadi yang pertama, contoh dari potential presupposition itu, example, John can stop smoking. Presuppose that John currently smokes. Kemudian existential presuppositions. Contohnya sebenarnya sudah ada di sini, cuma di sini saya ingin menambahkan lagi. Seperti someone left their umbrella. Presuppose that there is an umbrella to be left. Kemudian, next. Active presupposition. Example, John regrets smoking. Presuppose that John did smoke. Lexical presupposition. Example, the bachelor got married. Presuppose that the bachelor is an unmarried man. Next, structural presupposition. Only John could eat the entire pizza. Presuppose that eating the entire pizza is an achievement. And terakhir, a non-factive presupposition. Example, John stopped trying to quit smoking. Presuppose that John was trying to quit smoking. Okay. Mungkin itu saja yang bisa kami jelaskan. Kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Mungkin teman-teman bisa drop question di kolom komentar. Kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.